Radio What? The music you want. Always playing the music you want, always playing the best. It's interactive radio, and it's all about you. That was Tears in My Eyes by New Image featuring Tony G, one of our featured artists here at RadioWhat.com. You can click on the Featured Artist tab and find out more about New Image and Tony G. We're going to find out more about New Image and Tony G right now because we have Tony G on the phones. Welcome to Radio What? What is up, Tony G?
What is going on? Keys Band, he's the man. What is up?
You cut so hard, you should have been a DJ. Tony G, what is going on in your life right now?
What's going on right now? I have a big show coming up in Orlando, Florida, April 20th. It's the Uti Birthday Bash, massive phone party, a bikini fashion show, and of course, yours truly, Tony G, live on stage singing new music from my upcoming album, This Is Me, my second solo album, and we're going to be featuring Miracle and Forever. And of course, I'm going to hit the stage with tears in my eyes. But right now, what I want to talk about is the sponsors. And the number one sponsor I have to talk about is Keys Band and Radio What, because they're giving me mad love, mad love. And I love it, and it's giving me hype. And we have Papa John's supporting us over on OBT in Orlando, Florida. We also have Milano's Fine Men's Clothing supporting my wardrobe, sponsoring it. We also have, let me see, because we have so many sponsors. We have 395 Shirts doing the flyers. We have Tropical Promo doing the posters. Everybody out there that's looking out for me for this new album, I want to send them mad love, mad respect, and definitely you, Keys Dan, because you've given me mad love, played my music, supported my music, and I really, really appreciate that.
Tony G, it's easy to support such a fine artist. I know you started out in Paterson, New Jersey. When did you start writing music? I know the listeners are going to want to hear about that.
Wow, that was in high school. I was about maybe 16 years old, and that's when I wrote Tears in My Eyes.
What year was that, Tony G?
Ooh, you're going to make me get my age away? That was that was back in maybe 1989.
Wow, so you've been grooving the airwaves for a long time. When was the first hit that got played on the radio, got some airplay?
That was in 1992. That was Tears in My Eyes. They were playing it on KTU in New York. It was real big in Chicago. It was big in California. So on the West Coast, it was really hot.
That's fantastic. I know our listeners here are grooving to it, and you can request it anytime by clicking the request tab at the top of RadioWhat.com and searching the playlist for New Image featuring Tony G. You can also find out more about Tony G by clicking the Featured Artist tab. Now tell us a little bit more about the new album that's coming out and when our listeners can expect to find it on iTunes or Amazon or wherever they get their music.
Well, I'm looking to have the album out in June. All right, the album is called This Is Me, and it features producers Sal Medina from Chicago, Jimmy Mercedes from Massachusetts. We have S-Man Productions, that's Sal Man Productions, he's from Orlando, Florida, and a real big thank you to Alex, Real X from Germany. I have some great producers on this album, and actually, I'm going to try to get my son on one of the tracks on this album, and that's going to be hot for me to do. You know, my son, he's my spitting image, and he has the music in him, and I want to get down on the track with him, and that's going to make this album happen. So we have a mixture. We have some pop, we have some freestyle. You know, that's why I go by the name Tony G, recording artist Tony G. You know, I'm not a freestyle artist. I'm not an R&B artist. I'm a recording artist. Whatever music I feel, that's what I'm going to record.
No limits.
No limits.
Playing with your son is going to be very, very special. So that's 2 generations of G that we can expect to hear real soon.
That's awesome.
How many tracks are going to be on this next album?
I'm putting 10 tracks on there. 10 tracks on there. You know, I just want to give the people the music back. You know, I look at it like this. I'm not trying to be a superstar. I'm not trying to be a superstar. I just, you know, God gave me a talent to create music, to write, to go in that studio and sing with the voice that he gave me, and I want to give that back to the fans. You know, they're the ones. If it wasn't for the fans going to the shows for buying my music, there would be no Tony G. There would be no new image. So that's how I look at it, you know?
It is indeed all about the fans, the listeners, the people. What types of music can we expect on this next album, Tony G?
Well, you're going to hear a mixture of pop. You're going to hear dance. You're going to hear freestyle and, like, a little bit of R&B. So it's going to be a mixture, a little bit for everybody, you know?
That's fantastic, Tony G. Now tell the folks, the people, about your upcoming show in Orlando, Florida.
That's April 20th. That's in South OBT at the Mela Room. That's Uti's birthday bash, a massive foam party, and a bikini fashion show. And, of course, exclusively live on stage with new music from my new album, Tony G. And if you need tickets, they're $10 in advance. Contact Millie VIP at millivipmanagement@gmail.com. And if you want to get them at the door, that's even better. But let them know that you're there to see Tony G.
Tony G, we've been very privileged to have you on the air right now and have your music at RadioWhat.com. It's interactive radio, and it's all about you. Tony G, we love you, and give a big happy birthday to Ubi.
I definitely will. I definitely will. And it's a privilege to have this radio interview with you, Keith Van. It's a privilege for me.
Thank you so much, Tony G. We'll talk to you a little bit later. Thank you. Make sure you check out Tony G at the Mela Room in Orlando, Florida on April 20th. If you'd like to hear some new image songs, make sure you click the request tab at the top of RadioWhat.com and search the playlist under N. The music you want is always on RadioWhat.com.